that time of year again for our 2026 predictions. And we have Dr. Aleksandr Yampolskiy, CEO and co-founder of SecurityScorecard. So, Alex, supply chain breaches have dominated the headlines again this year. What's your prediction for how CEOs will rethink supply chain cybersecurity in 2026? What changes are coming?
First of all, happy holidays. I hope everybody has festive, healthy, and happy holidays. Supply chain breaches will continue to be a big problem because we're all interconnected to each other. I anticipate that CEOs will treat supplier risk like liquidity risk. You're going to get daily telemetry, variance alerts, and executive KPIs tied to your supplier exposure. More and more companies are going to require continuous evidence from their critical vendors. The CISOs will fund hunter-style investigations across their ecosystems to uncover orb networks and stealthy infrastructure that mask attribution. And I think with the advent of AI, the CISOs and the CEOs will be pushing suppliers to disclose AI model dependencies and data flows to understand what the potential risk corridors are.
So you've really been a champion and a leader this year talking about getting the CIO, CISO voice in the boardroom. So cyber risk is a boardroom issue. It's not just a security one. How do you see that conversation evolving in 2026? And what will boards start asking that they aren't asking today?
The boards speak a language of numbers. So they're going to ask for dollar quantification and very specific trusted objective KPIs of how they're doing. We expect to have direct questions on executive accountability and disclosure. For example, we've seen some companies begin to tie compensation of a CEO based on cybersecurity hygiene and posture. And that really gets attention of the leadership team when cybersecurity is part of the compensation. We're seeing more and more CISOs present at the audit and risk committees at many public boards, where the boards invite auditors, but also they use security ratings to benchmark themselves against peers and how they're standing against the peers. And finally, I do think that with the advent of deepfakes, there's going to be more and more conversations about executive protection. How do you protect online presence of your executives and your board members? Because an image or video of any one of them can be manipulated and used for nefarious purposes. So this executive protection using concrete KPIs, and also in certain security as a topic for the audit and risk committee will become bigger trends in 2026.
That's fascinating, and it's scary stuff. So we're seeing AI driving both sides of the cybersecurity battle right now. How do you think CEOs will use AI responsibly next year to innovate in secure fashion?
A lot of companies are rushing to adopt AI, and there's a proliferation of shadow AI where an employee in an unsanctioned manner will take company materials like a P&L and upload it to ChatGPT. So the companies are going to have to establish an AI bill of materials for every internal and vendor model to understand what AI technologies are used, are they explainable, are they biased, and how is the information protected from data leakage. I think that agentic AI will have to be paired with human-led playbooks. I think companies are still hesitant to deploy fully autonomous agents within their critical environment. So there's really going to be a human in a loop. And then finally, CEOs will need technologies and tools to communicate AI risk in plain language, linking every mitigation to revenue protection and customer trust. The AI is here to stay. Just like 2 years ago, companies were saying that internet is going to be differentiator, and now every company is a SaaS and internet company. With AI, every company is going to be an AI company. And, A and I are really the two most popular letters in the alphabet this year. So we're going to have to develop new techniques to protect it.
And now with ecosystems becoming more interconnected every year, what's the next big leap companies will need to take to achieve real-time visibility and resilience across all their third parties?
So companies are going to combine outside-in telemetry with internal telemetry into a single vendor health line that updates daily. So you're really going to have this 360 outside in plus inside out view. CISOs will require rapid incident transparency. You're going to have rapid collaboration, communication, detection, and response with your supply chain, where partners are going to have to share IOCs and timelines within hours, not weeks. You're going to want to have a capability to reach out to your supply chain ecosystem of tens of thousands of partners and find out within a minute who's up to date and who's not up to date. Because we're all interconnected, this need for secure communication frameworks and really like clearinghouses will only continue to increase. And then finally, I believe that enterprises will continue to look for concentrated risk. As we've seen with the Amazon outage this year, it's not just who you rely on, but how heterogeneous is that supply chain population. So making sure that not all of your suppliers are hosted in the same cloud region, or not all relying on the same set of technologies, and looking for that systemic concentrated risk will become a bigger focus area in 2026.
Now, if you had to make one bold prediction about what CEOs of companies may be unprepared for in 2026 when it comes to cyber, what would it be?
I'm going to give you two predictions. One, I think the supply chain risk will continue to be a big epidemic. More and more hackers are breaking into a library or an open source artifact that's used by many companies, and then they break into thousands of companies. And so you have this big domino effect. And we're just unprepared. And the second is deepfake AIs. Hackers use technologies like Hackstrike AI, where you can just type a prompt, give me an exploit for F5 load balancer, and you get an exploit that could paralyze tens of thousands of machines all over the world. I can take a video myself and now create a very sophisticated looking clone where nobody would be able to tell us apart. We don't have enough tools to protect against those type of attacks.
And then what do you forecast the cybersecurity trends in 2026 to be? I know you hit on some, but what are some others that you're seeing?
I believe that threat intelligence will become a shared utility, reducing attacker dwell time across industries. I believe that leaders will embrace disclosure and collaboration, strengthening the broader ecosystem. I think that supply chain detection and response will be a big focus for many companies. They have third-party risk programs, they use questionnaires, they might use threat intelligence and security ratings, but how do they communicate with the ecosystem? They don't. So the supply chain detection and response will become a big focus in 2026. And last but not least, I do think that we're going to have quantum computers capable of breaking RSA encryption much sooner than we think. So it's going to lead to a Y2K type event where companies are going to struggle to discover all the assets where quantum safe encryption is not being used. And so this quantum encryption, supply chain detection response will be big trends in 2026.
That'll be interesting to see unfold, that's for sure. Are you ready for some rapid fire holiday questions?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, in a holiday cybersecurity showdown, who do you think would win? The Grinch as a black hat or Frosty the Snowman as a white hat?
I think Frosty is going to win. I want the good guys to win.
I'm rooting for the good guys. All right. Now, if you had to choose between a month-old fruitcake and a holiday tofurkey, which one would you choose to eat?
I really would go for the turkey.
The tofurkey? Okay. All right. And then two more questions for you. What is one of your favorite things about the holidays?
You know, holidays are my favorite time because you get the whole family together. You get your friends, you get your relatives, you get everybody together, and you just express gratitude for what you have. You know, I think so often people in a cybersecurity profession, we forget that we are privileged to be doing what we're doing. We're solving interesting problems on the cutting edge of innovation. We're keeping the bad guys away. We're making the world a safer place. And I think just holidays are a great time to get together, reflect, and show gratitude for your customers, for your partners, for your coworkers, and really your friends and family. And honestly, just waking up, serving dinner, getting everybody calm, be in person. That's my favorite part about the holiday season.
I love that. Okay. And we'll end on this. If you could send out one wish to the world, one holiday wish to the world, what would it be?
I really would love companies and people all over the world who are cyber defenders to collaborate more, share information, and to embrace each other's differences because the hackers, the black hats, they don't know geographical boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
They're not thinking about whether the software is made in America or in Europe. They're not worried about the regulations. They're just out there to break into companies, do bad things, and collect money. And I think we're stronger together as a community. Too often companies who compete with each other, they don't share information. Different countries don't exchange threat intelligence. We need to come together. We need to collaborate more, embrace each other more, and help each other be safer. Together, we can conquer anybody and really make the world a safer place.
I love it. I believe that. And I know that's a security scorecard mission. Thank you so much, Alex, and happy holidays to everyone watching.
Happy holidays to everybody. Happy holidays to all of our valued customers, partners. We're really grateful for everything you do, and happy holiday to all the amazing scorecards all over the world.